event that the Office of Leadership Development sponsors for Temple University's students only. So you are the only people that are privileged to this experience. As you can see from our intro, we have an exciting, engaging, and interactive day. For any of you who have been to leadership conferences where you go from room to room to room and watch presentations, that's us in the spring. But this day, today, it's going to be engaging, interactive. We're going to encourage you to meet people, to network, all in the context of exploring your leadership style. Is that all right? Yeah. Does that work for you? Yeah. If you want, we can pull out some PowerPoint slides and you can sit and watch them. No? All right, good. That's what we are excited about. You will see some people in these red and white shirts. They are faculty, staff, and graduates of Temple University who are volunteering to help facilitate. If you guys can just wave. These people are your friends. They are friendly and will help throughout the day. You will also spend some time with them in small group sessions. The partner that we have for this conference is Collegiate Empowerment. They are a company that is designed to, well, for us, they work on leadership development stuff, but they really their main purpose is to help students engage and learn some of the skills that you need outside of the class. That's why they're here. Their main thing is to have a good time and to learn some stuff, as you'll see in the presentation. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce our large group facilitator for today, a gentleman who has worked with our office for 5, 6, 7-ish years at this point, Joe Urbanski from Collegiate Empowerment.
Teaching them the same response. It's not just, yes, Daddy, it's, oh, yeah. And so I've been teaching my 2-year-old this, and she goes, oh, yeah. And then I say, oh, yeah, baby. And she goes, oh, baby. We got a really cool show for you today, a really great event. This is a workshop. Today is not about me. I know I'm very good at what I do. If I wasn't, I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't want to sit through it. I also know I'm very passionate about what I do. If I wasn't, I shouldn't do it. But today is not going to be great because of me. It's going to be great because of who? Because of who? You guys, right? You are the heroes, you're the champions, you're the one who's going to make this work. So we've got a really great day that is planned, built, customized specifically for who? For each and every one of you. And we like to believe you can't lead others until you first lead who? Yourself, right? And so today is about you, and we're really excited for it. We've got a really great session, so turn to the person on your left, on your right, and say, hey, I'm happy you're here. All right, so welcome to the Temple University Fall Leadership Conference! We've got a really great day, so we're going from about 10 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock at night, so it's not too long. We wanted to throw in a couple words. Wait, that's not what you heard? When are we supposed to be done? Who said now? Now. Oh, we just got started. Intros are done. Let's go. Now, we'll be out of here on time by about 4:30 or so, no later than 7 o'clock. Cool? Okay, now, 4:30. We're going to have some fun, all right? So the whole purpose of today is discover your purpose. Everyone say purpose. Purpose. To design your what? Future. Now, you may come out of here, you may walk away from the entire day having a very specific life purpose. You may have the pieces to it one way or another. We want to move you in a direction so that you can figure out ultimately who are you, what are you supposed to do with your life, and what are you going to give back to the world so that you can make some awesome decisions, just be an awesome person in general, and do some awesome things. So really the theme of today is awesome. Is that awesome? Awesome. All right. And what's the response if I say, are you with me? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, wait, we're off to a great start. Very cool. So remember, this is about you. It's about the clubs and organizations that you're a part of. How many of you are a part of at least one organization on campus? At least 2, 3, 4, 5, 16? All right, so you've got other things that are going on in your life. How many of you have friends? Anyone not want to put their hand up no matter what I ask? Just checking. How many of you have a significant other or others? I'm not here to judge, I'm just asking. Right? How many of you have exercise, workout, some kind of fitness plan, running marathons? That's a part of your life. How many of you go to class? Do homework? So you have busy lives, yes? So the whole point of today is to make your life simpler. When you can walk away and say, I know what a greater purpose is for my life, I know I'm more self-aware in that area, then you can make very easy decisions. Does that make sense? Yes. All right? So when you know what you're supposed to do, you can make really easy decisions. So today is about you. That's what this is all about. You can't lead others until you first lead who? Yourself. Very nice. Nice and easy. There are 2 great days in our lives, the day we are born and the day we discover why. That's a great quote from a guy named John C. Maxwell. He's written like 25 leadership books. He's a leadership guru. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything about leadership, but this guy does. There are 2 great days in our lives, the day we are born and the day we discover why. My goal here is to help you figure out why. How many of you have a really clear idea of exactly what you were meant to do on this planet? Awesome. This is why you're here. Sort of. It's okay. This is why you're here. So you have a really good idea? Yeah. What is it? Medicine. He's going to do medicine.
Sounds bad.
Can you get it more clear, more specific? Can you help us with that means?
Emergency medicine for the past 4.5 years.
Yeah. Okay. So do you design medicine? Do you administer it?
I share.
So we need to get more specific. Yes.
I write around meetings, I work in the ER, I do that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Whatever someone's got.
He's like, I had no idea you'd be asking me to talk in front of everybody today. I appreciate that. And so we're going to have fun, we're going to participate, we're going to move along through this, right? There's a great plague in our society, though. Most students graduate without a sense of meaning, without a sense of purpose, and they work without a sense of purpose and without a sense of meaning. How many of you know somebody who has graduated, whether it's from Temple or anywhere else, and they've graduated without a sense of purpose and they work without a sense of meaning? Put your hand up real high if you know something like that. Take a look around the room. This isn't for me. Almost everybody knows somebody like this. So our job is to make sure that isn't you. So I'm here to also administer medicine so that you can avoid the Great Plague. Right? That's the whole purpose of why we're here. The question, though, that we're asked all the time is, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose? You've been asked the question before? Has anyone asked me, what's the purpose of life? Why are we here? Why are we alive? Why do we do what we do? Do you know what the answer is? Of all the years I've been doing this, I figured out the purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. That's it. Because it's unique to each and every one of us, is it not? Each and every one of us has a different purpose, a different future, a different plan, a different series of relationships, a different series of things that we're going to be doing that move us in that ultimate direction of our lives. So the purpose of life is to figure out, what is your purpose? What is it that you were either meant here to do, you decided to do? Oh, I like that noise. And what is it that you really plan to do with your life, right? Now, there are 3 parts of your life. You've got your personal life. How many of you have a personal life? Sometimes you feel like it's not there. How many of you have relationships in your life? How many of you have a professional life? And that's kind of what college is here to boost us towards. When we're asked usually the question, what are your professional goals? What are your personal goals? You very rarely hear the question, well, what are your relationship goals, right? You hear personal, professional, over and over and over again. So let's not forget about that part of our life, that 3rd dimension, if you will. You know, we have 3D life. We've got personal, we've got relationships, and we've got professional. So as you go throughout the day, I want you to think about how this relates to your entire life, a greater life, more of the things that you're a part of. Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All purpose is the lens. Imagine everyone wears contacts in classes. Your life purpose is the lens through which you see your life. It guides your decisions, it helps you make smart decisions, it helps you avoid those silly, stupid decisions that end up on Facebook and you're like, shh, I wish that picture didn't show up there. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? And so when you have a greater sense of what that purpose is, about what you want to do, it helps make your life so much easier. And so our job, and everyone's job, all the facilitators in red and white shirts, says, what's your real GPA? We're going to help you answer that question today. That moves you in the direction of figuring out what that ultimate life purpose, what that lens is that you'll be looking through for your life. You've all heard the phrase GPA. What's it stand for? You sound excited about that. Woo! Grade point average. Sorry to hear that you're frustrated with it just as much as we are. Here's a really unique thing about grade point average. Most of your professionals, most advisors, most employers will never, did you hear that echo? Never ask you for your GPA. Some will, and the number is important, but the number is not the only thing that matters. How many of you actually care what my GPA is right now? You do? You really want to know? So you don't care. It's like I care, but I don't really want to know. Right? And that's how we are taught over and over and over again. Focus on your GPA. Go to school, get your diploma, go do all this stuff. But guess what? Everyone else graduating also has a what? A diploma. They are not as cool as they used to be. 50 years ago, you could say, hey, I got a diploma, give me a job. And they can go, okay. Now you go, I got a diploma, give me a job. They go, what else do you got? Right? So GPA is no longer the judge of character, of skill, of your future success. Neither is your diploma. Your significant other is never going to ask you what your GPA was. It's not going to be relevant at all. You're not going to say, hi, how are you? Wait, by the way, before we get started, what's your GPA? That is never going to come up. Right? In fact, Steve Jobs' high school GPA was released because he didn't go to college. It was released a couple months ago. And I got really excited. I was like, wow, we're going to see the genius who kind of changed the world. I mean, here's a guy who literally changed the world. So what was his GPA? And it came out and I read the article and 2.65. What? And it literally took me 2 seconds and I was standing up and I was reading the article because I was on my mobile device, my phone, and I literally my iPhone, right? And I was walking around, yes! Yes! 2.65! Beat him! Yeah! Take that, Jobs! I got so excited that I realized, wait a minute, he started Apple, got fired from Apple, rejoined Apple, changed the world. Shit. I got some work to do. All with a 2.65. I graduated college with a 2.911. So close to a 2.92. I was really excited. But 2.65, the GPA is not important. It's not the number, it's what the number means. Does that make sense to you? Now, are there some people who are going to ask you what your number is? Who are some of those people? Right, your parents, right? Let's start there. Your parents are going to ask you. Who else? Grad school will ask you. Who else? Maybe a future job, right? A small percentage of those employers will ask you, but not everyone. And even at some level, they're going to say, well, what is that number? But more so, what does that number mean? Say the word mean. Mean. What does that number what? Mean. It's not just a number, because you're not a number. You are something much more than that. You're a greater meaning behind that, right? So we're going to help you figure out your core purpose statement through what we like to call your real GPA. Not your grade point average, but what this real GPA actually means. Here's the question. How will you use your greatest natural talents within the industry you are most attracted to in order to achieve your lifelong goals? How will you use your greatest natural talents, your gifts, the things that you're great at, in an industry that you love more than anything? How many of you have something you love? You can usually place it to an industry, yes? How many of you say, I love music? Right? There's an industry for that. I love people. Maybe it's human resources, maybe it's teaching, maybe it's education, but we can tie some kind of industry to those things that we love, right? In order for us to achieve our lifelong goals. This is the ultimate question. And if you can answer this question, you will never be miserable in your career for the rest of your life. I'm not saying you won't be miserable in your life. Your relationships, your significant other, your kids, all that stuff, that could ruin your day. All I'm saying is, we're going to move you towards a greater future, right? So my purpose, I'll share you with my purpose is to guide students in finding purpose and meaning in their personal lives, their relationships, and their careers. And my job, through my job as a leadership consultant and facilitator, by number 1, simplifying complexities, number 2, designing and delivering seminars, number 3, energizing people from this stage within this area we call personal development in higher education, so that I develop CE, that's collegiate empowerment, campuses that live, breathe, and thrive from our leadership curriculum. Is that a fairly specific purpose? Is that something that if I remembered this when my alarm was going off in the morning would help me jump out of bed? Versus what most people say is, I'm going to work today. Right? What do most people do when their alarm goes off? They snooze. You know what I do? I also snooze. Yeah. It's a really terrible habit. But then after I snooze that first, second, maybe third or fourth time, then I get up and realize, wow, I got a really cool life and I can't wait to go to work. Because work doesn't feel like work. It feels like just something fun that you do. And we got to get you to a place where you have an answer for you just like this. If you walked away today with an answer that specific, that clear for you, would you say it was a good day for you? Or you could say, wow, I got a really cool purpose, meaning for my life, for my relationships, my career. I know where I'm headed. I have a greater reason for waking up in the morning. It's something that's going to keep you awake late at night. If that's exciting, say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have some fun doing it too, all right? I want to look at 4 years from now. I don't want to look at your entire lifetime goals. I want to look at just 4 years from now. So what's today's date? October 5th, 2013. So 4 years from now will be October 5th, 2017. Now, first thing, put this in context. How old will you be? Just think about that. Some of you are like really excited. Some of you are not so excited about that. This is the date, this is the number, this is the age I want you to start imagining yourself as we move throughout today's conference, right? Because here's what happens. You've got 3 classes of people in this country, in the world usually. There's the upper class, the middle class, the lower class. Lower class thinking is, I need to get through today. Now we're in Philadelphia, and you've met people in the lower class who need to get through the day. Does that make sense? All right? So their thought is focused on today and today only. There's no bigger plan. It's, I need to get enough food, I need to get enough water, maybe I get some money so I can go buy whatever it is that I need. I need to find shelter. I need the basic necessities for when? Now, today. Middle class usually think, what? Paycheck to paycheck? Maybe it's every 2 weeks, right? And they get their paycheck and they go, yeah! And then as soon as they spend some money, they go, all right, 2 more weeks, so I can buy some more stuff. Right? And so they think a little bit bigger. But then upper class, have you ever met somebody who, like, money is not a problem? What kind of thinking goes into, I mean, how far into the future do these people think? Some way into the future, right? Maybe it's 4 years, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 30 years. You know, and they're saying, so Bill Gates does a lot of work with philanthropy. So maybe some of you have heard that they're trying to push him out. They're saying, you do so much work, you're a little bit more disconnected to Microsoft and to what we're doing with the Windows system and everything. Maybe you should just go do your philanthropy thing. Because he's focused on this bigger picture. So I want you to start thinking like upper class people. Whether you make that kind of money or not, I want you to make the decisions and live the life like an upper class person would, thinking about your future, your vision. Everyone, put your hand on your face and say vision.
Vision.
1, 2, 3. Vision. I want us to start thinking 4 years from now. It's October 5th, 2000 what? 17 is 4 years from now? Yeah. I know, we'll wake up in a moment. We'll wake up. So, welcome to Discover Your Purpose. Design your future, which is 4 years from today. That's where we're going to start. If you hate lectures, you're going to love this. We got a couple promises. Number 1, we're going to have what? Number 2, we're going to learn what? Really generic, yes. And number 3, we're going to get what? Empowered. Now, the word empowerment, you'll see if you take a look at our logo is representative of what? 2 what? 2 speech bubbles, conversation bubbles, right? Because I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not here to deliver a lecture. This is a conversation. So if you want to have fun, I promise I will give you all of my energy. Because if I didn't, how would you feel about me?
Blah.
Real bad, right? Blah, right? Not good. How would I feel about you if you don't give me all of your energy? Also the same way, right? So is it fair that we're going to put 100% into this conversation throughout the day?
Yeah.
Prove it. Put all your stuff down. Please stand up now. As you stand up, let's stretch. Let's get the body moving. Put your hands up all the way up. Stretch to your left. Your other left. Come on, it's good. Stretch to your right. All right. Stretch all the way down. Get a good stretch in there. Don't look at anyone's ass.